Welcome to this Action Machine Quick Start video. Now in this video you're going to be introduced to some basic overall concepts about how the Action Machine works and how to use it effectively. So to begin with, at its core there are two simple elements involved in using the Action Machine. First of all, there are actions. Now these are the things that you want to accomplish, such as check your email or organize your office. And then there are timers. And you use timers to assign a specific time to accomplish each action, such as 30 minutes. Now within the Action Machine, these two elements are brought together, allowing you to quickly create a set of timers from the actions that you want to accomplish throughout the day. Now to help you understand this process better, let's plan a simple day of activities using the Action Machine. To begin, let's assume that you have 4 things that you want to get done today, and you've allotted a certain amount of time to accomplish each one. You want to check and answer your email. You want to spend 30 minutes doing that. You want to read the news, spend 15 minutes doing that. You want to work on a sales project, and you want to spend 120 minutes or 2 hours on that. And you want to meet with a client and spend 45 minutes doing that. So let's use the Action Machine to plan these activities. So if you haven't already, go ahead and launch your copy of the Action Machine. And once it's up and running, go ahead and locate the Add an Action box right here and type the following: 30, check, and answer email. Like that. Now, this is telling the Action Machine that you want to allot 30 minutes for checking your email. Now if you wanted to allot 45 minutes for this task, you would enter 45 check and answer email. Now notice the format of how you enter the time amount first in minutes right here, followed by the name of the action. Okay? This is very important that you follow this format. Now if you want to go ahead and add some notes to this action, you can enter them into the action notes box right here before proceeding on to the next step. But if you're ready to create a timer from this, well, then go ahead and press enter on your keyboard or the big green plus button right here. Now you can see that this will automatically add a new 30-minute timer to the timer section of the interface, and this timer is labeled check and answer email. You've created your first block of productivity for the day. So let's go ahead and continue adding the rest of our actions. So we'll return to the Add an Action box here, and we'll enter the following: read the news. Now you'll notice at this point that we haven't added a time amount to this action as we did in the previous step. So the reason for this is to demonstrate a second way of creating timers from actions. So go ahead and press enter or the plus button. And you'll notice that instead of automatically creating a timer for this action as we previously demonstrated, the action that we entered has instead been added to the current action list, which we'll discuss a little bit more in detail later. But once again, this happened because we didn't include a time amount when we created the action in this step. Now the fact that the action has been added to the current action list means that it hasn't been assigned a specific time value yet. Now briefly, action lists, this area right here, action lists are a way to save commonly used actions so you can avoid retyping them again and again. Well, now that our read the news action is part of the current action list ready for use and reuse, let's create a 15-minute timer from it. So move your mouse over the read the news action on the action list, and when you do, when the blue time bar appears, move your mouse over the display until 15 minutes appears, and then click. And you'll notice that this creates a new 15-minute timer next to the first one that we created. And this new timer is labeled read the news. Okay? Now, each new timer you create will update the total time display, and that's this area right here, to reflect the total amount of time allotted to accomplish all the actions shown. Okay, now initially the bar that's part of this total time display is green. If the total time increases above 8 hours, it turns yellow. If it goes above 12 hours, it'll turn red, indicating that you might want to trim down the amount of work that you have scheduled. Okay? So that's the total time display. Now let's finish adding our last two actions and you can see how this works even further. Okay? So we'll return to the Add an Action box and enter the following: 120, work on sales project, like that, and then we'll press enter. And this creates a 120-minute timer labeled work on sales project. And finally, in the Add an Action box, we'll enter the following: 45, meet with client, and press enter. Now this creates the last timer for our demonstration. And now you should see 4 timers in the timer area of the interface. And the total time displayed should be 3:30, representing 3 hours and 30 minutes. Now you can place your mouse over the current time display right here, which currently it's 12:16 p.m. on a Monday when I'm shooting this video. Now you can put your mouse over this display to see the estimated time of completion. Okay, so anytime you place your mouse over the current time display on the interface, the text color will change to yellow, indicating that the time shown is the estimated time that you will complete all the actions that you've created timers for, if you begin right away. Now this amount is dynamic, meaning that it updates as you add or remove or pause timers. So with our timers in place, it's time to begin using them to get things done. So press the play button right here on the check and answer email timer and start taking action. Okay, now when you press the play button on the timer, it'll begin counting down, in this case from the starting point of 30 minutes. Now the goal now is to do nothing for the next 30 minutes except the task at hand, which in this scenario is to check and answer your email. Now as you work, you can either minimize the action machine or bring in other windows in front of it to get your work done. And after the allotted time is up, the timer is finished counting down, an audio alarm will go off, and a notification balloon will appear in your Windows system tray down here at the bottom if you're using Windows, indicating that the timer has completed. Now I'm going to go ahead and manually complete this timer so that you don't have to sit here and watch this video count down automatically for 30 minutes. So I'll manually complete that to explain what happens next. So when a timer completes, you'll see a big green check mark that indicates that the timer that you started has completed. And at this point, you can press the play button on the next timer and begin taking action on that particular activity. And you continue this process until all the timers have been completed. And if you don't want to have to manually start the next timer when one is finished, just come up here and press the Link Timers button right here, which will auto start the next timer in the sequence when one timer has completed. Okay? And that's it. You've just completed all the necessary steps to begin using the action machine right away. But as you can imagine, there's a lot more power and functionality available within the application that we haven't been able to discuss in this short quick start. So in the videos that follow, we'll be looking at the various elements of the action machine in greater detail to help you to get the most value from using it daily. Okay? So thanks for watching and have a great day.